This is live. This is the real deal. It's an official band. It's got the real sound. Got hungry people with desperate men in search of desperate fortune, and it comes out in the sound. You know, the guys have been rehearsing like crazy, and I'm here to cheerlead. You know, I'm pep commissioner. I'm in charge of spiritual advice, Zen. You know, Zen in the art of mojo maintenance. We train at the Mojo Dojo. We're going to tour everywhere, South America and so forth. This is the perfect band for that. You don't have to speak English. You know, these songs are familiar to you in a way that you may not have ever bought one of my records, but you heard my voice coming out of the stereo behind you in the drive-in at the Burger King. You heard it at the local lake or the local beach, whatever, coming from the stereo at the lifeguard station. You heard it in the club, the bar. You heard it when they threw you in jail. I got you through jail. You heard it when you went to war. I got you through war. I've got letters from people who say, "Dear Dave, we conceived our first child, the little dreamer, and her name is Tina Dreamer Anderson." Really?
It was a letter from the mother or father.
Oh yeah, a letter from a lawyer. Old school hard rock in terms of it's got melodies and it's got end of the world thug riffs. It has a sense of humor to it that is wraparound smiles. You know, they're going to steal everything else from you sooner or later, whether you win it back or not. It's the smile and the style that remains. Here we are 20 summers later in a business where artists last 3.5 years, and that's it? That's it? No. I can't even say hello in 3.5 summers. All right, I have a lot of history here. I'm not a new band. But the tradition is you got to have the record company, you got to have the record promoters, you got to have the video, you got to have advertising, the billboards, and on. I said, we can do it without any of it. And I'll put my money where my mouth is. Everybody, as usual, says, "Oh, this is suicide. You're crazy." Bingo. Here I am in Finland with 40,000 of my closest friends. We're going to tour America. We had this huge single. They said, "Well, okay, you can do a single, but can you do a record?" We did that in 3 weeks. Bingo. Surface. And now it's the beginning of a whole new phase. But it wasn't planned. We didn't sit in a circle with a lot of suits and a lot of careful strategizing, and that comes out in the music. I think we're onto something that people already knew but may have forgotten for a while.
How much has it sold?
So you gotta understand, I own my record company. So I make what record companies make. So, you trying to hit me up for dinner?
No, actually no.
Because I'll take your whole motherfucking country to dinner on this one, baby.
No doubt about it. It bottomed out for all the very evident and clear reasons. Okay, the fellas have all been through rehab 4 times apiece. They're still tossing and turning with that in their search for self or what have you. And it turned into I don't care what you do, as long as you show up, you can do your gig. Okay? But the spirit of it cannot be contempt. The spirit cannot be sour and angry. That's fine for Metallica. God bless them, I love those guys, I know them. That kind of anger, that kind of dark works perfectly for them, but that's not my life. Yeah.
I can't sing like that about that because it's not what I experience, and I sure can't do it when I'm surrounded by it. My game will suffer.
I read somewhere that you said that you can go over and over and over again with Van Halen's. If they want to try, if they want to come and sit down with the mics open to the same table.
It's as simple as this. If you want it, you learn how to have fun, you learn how to be positive, you learn how to get along, then you can come to the barbecue. What I'm also going to say is don't hold your breath, man. These guys are unhappy. These guys are sour. And in terms of just, people want turning into
suddenly saints and angels and life lovers. They followed a track. They're different people now. You know, they're about something very different musically. You heard their last album, you know, and stuff. It's not a case of, oh, just pop Diamond Davy and then all of a sudden the sun comes up.
No.
Well, East Coast girls, I really dig those styles they wear. And the Southern girls with the way they talk.
I don't have a plan for the future here, which is different than somebody in my position. Again, we don't have a manager or an agent or the promoter or the publicist, so we can really focus on what we're doing right now instead of scattering our brains towards some sort of a plan. No plan here, babe. Just stand up and surf. Just show up and make whatever's happening today really, really happen. And you know what? Every time I've really dwelt on that and really believed it and really practiced it, the greatest things happen. Every time I've tried to grow up and have a plan and think like an adult, it's blown my arm off. I got a new sail from a kayak, okay? And every day I'd take that little boat out, little red boat, and take it out about half a mile out into the water, okay? And I'd put up the sail and I'd sit there and I'd wait. And it was in the middle of the summer when the wind is flat. And for at least 2.5 weeks, nothing. Just nothing. Finally, almost 3 weeks later, after sitting there every goddamn day, the wind comes up. I pull up the sail and I'm carving to the right. I'm carving to the left. Swedish supermodels cheering over here. German supermodels cheering me on over here. Looking good. Doing 360s, coming sharp. Nice, perfect landing. And one of the guys comes out of the hotel to help me pull the boat out, and he goes, "Man, you're lucky." Wait a minute. Wait.
What do you mean lucky?
I'm not even lucky. I was out here every fuck shit day for 2.5 weeks. It felt like 2.5 years. You got to get out there, and then you get lucky. Okay? So you can't just sit and wait. And hey, I'm old enough to know there may not be a tomorrow. Okay? And at the last dying breath, on my deathbed, if you lean over to me and say, "Dave, at the age of 112, is there anything you wish that you had done?" I want to be able to say, "No."
I've done it all.
I tried everything on the menu.